Alright, just a really quick recap on the Photoshop brushes. Remember, this is just for the installing, not the making. I'm going to do a Google search for free Photoshop brushes. Creative Block is always a good resource. Brusheezy is the one I usually start you guys with, but there's Brush King, etc., etc., etc. So just make sure, it's at this stage free for your use with school. I'm just going to click on this one, and what you're going to want to do is go ahead and click the free download. Give it a couple seconds, and then it will go into your downloads, and then we can go from there. I'm just going to shrink this because I did actually download 2 already. On my computer they downloaded as a .zip file. To unzip it, just double click and then it'll give you the folder. Double click on that one, that way it can give you the folder. And we want the one that says the .abr. So I'm just going to pull this out so that we have them. And there's our marble that we were looking at. Don't worry about that. It wasn't really expanding because it didn't need to expand. So if you get that error message, as long as you have the .abr file, that's all that will matter. The system that I could not show you at school was going into your hard drive, applications, Photoshop, presets, brushes, and then you can just drag that one in. So this is the free marble brushes, .abr, and you can see they have the .abr on all of them, so you know you're going to put them in the right place. I'm assuming PCs are the same, so just get to your program files wherever Photoshop's found, and again, it's under Photoshop, presets, brushes. I'm just going to go ahead and close that window, and I already have a file open in Photoshop for the demo. As we covered in class, I like to work on a different layer. I'm just going to make it called brush because it's just for our brush demo. And then up here is all the brushes that are default to your system. We're going to want to click on the little gear, and then you can sort of see what all is already in here. If the ones you have loaded aren't in there, do not panic. Go ahead, save your file, quit, and then restart, and then it will show up again. The other option is via the load brush command. This is what we did in class. Let's go ahead and load. It was on my desktop. Apple D will get you to your desktop the fastest. And I'm just going to grab the first one I see. And it dumps it here on the bottom. Let me get a more visible color for you. Alright, going back into these, so again, here's your default and it will dump them afterwards. The thousands are good, that means you're going to have a lot of nice detail, and I'm just going to click in the middle with this one so that you can see. Overall, pretty decent. If you want to edit this, this is why I put it on its own layer, so that I can do a free transform, and then save it, and then maybe hold down our Option key, we can duplicate, etc. So by putting it on its own layer, you're going to have a lot more flexibility with that. Otherwise, and I'm just going to dump all of them, if you're just working on your background itself, going into your brushes, and if you just click and drag, it will paint with it. So if the size is not right, like overall, that's not a shabby texture. Go back to your history if you don't want any of that. But you can change the size down if you want. Then that way, you can just paint with it basically. Because some of these brushes are more textured and then some of them are more pictorial. So brushes are pretty easy to install. What I recommend, just download a couple of them, get used to doing the gear drop down for load, and remember there's no way to mess it up because you can always hit the reset brushes and OK, and lo and behold it puts you back to your defaults. We will be doing how to do your own brushes in the upcoming weeks, but for the meantime get used to just installing and working with them this way. Alright, have a good night guys. Bye.